Okie doke, so here we go with the first combat, and I'm not sure if I'm playing it properly, and I'm certainly wouldn't be going through all this little role play narrative, which I'm about to do with it, if I was playing with another person. But for me, it's all of it's rationalizing nicely in my head, or justifying, or whatever you want to call it. And so if I've made, I haven't interpreted the rules properly or whatever, for me, I think I'm getting the proper result. You'll see what I mean. I will say this, I don't think it's going to matter, but if it had mattered, because yesterday, the Sun Tzu's quote there, oh, I was just like, and yesterday even too, there was that thing in the back of my mind, it was like, don't you find that a bit of a coincidence that the quote's popping up today when you thought you were okay with everything? Oh, man. So it was ponder and deliberate before you make a move. And I was making my moves yesterday, finishing them off and getting ready for the combats. And as I've mentioned in a previous post, once I put my little line in my play-by-play journal there, that's it. So I was like, oh shit. Because this morning I looked when I'm getting ready for the combat and I went, oh you fuck. Because I could have moved the 72nd Reserve. They were here. I could have moved them here to there. I know and I understand the whole thing's going to be unsupplied. But imagine if this die, it's not going to matter. I went and took a look. If that die roll just needed that one extra strength point, to tip the scale kind of thing, that would have sucked. But it would have been, well, you should have listened to Sun Tzu, and I didn't, as usual. And I think I'm like, oh, like, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, part of me is like, how many times do you have to have it hammered into your head that maybe you should listen? I mean, jeepers jumping. But anyways, it'll, but just, not as quickly as I want, I guess. Anyways, so here we go, and I think they're going to go. And, well, they are going to go because I'm going to role play it, justify it, they're gone. And this is how I'm going to, okay, so here we go. I got everything right. And if it had gone that way, that the only way I could have done it, and the combat would have not worked with that, not getting that one extra strength point, I'll be honest with you, the only person I would have kind of felt disappointed for, or like I would have felt like I've let him down, was Anatoly Rosenshield, due to the fact that, my role play was like, okay, he got promoted, Special Corps 1, this big task to get the supply points to the Prego River front, and then I'm like, all it took was, just to move, and that would have been, to me, his error kind of thing in the weird world, but it would have been like, oh man, like, you let the guy down, dude. But it's not going to matter, because I took a look at the, because I can't supply them, there's no supply points, and that's the whole thing here. So let's say I did. Let's say I brought them over and did attack unsupplied. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I know these guys are half strength, whatever. Okay, so that's 7. So chop that in half. We're down now down to 3.5. I always favor the defender, so that's down to 3. Okay. They're defending across woods, so that's a -2 to the die roll. So I would need an 8 to get one hit to force a retreat, because it's -2 to the die roll. And let's say I rolled a 6, -2 on a 3, it's a 0. I don't know if you can see this. But, oh, I can. I'm getting the tulip symbol. But, yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen. So what I'm saying is, even if I had been able to, yeah, there's no way. Okay, So there we go with this, starting with the roleplay mode. Then it would be like, okay, then, if there's 0% chance of the cavalry, German cavalry having to retreat, because you can't bring enough, the Russians can't bring enough ample firepower to the table here, then why are you saying that they're going to be eliminated or whatever? And it's because, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've been reading in the rules, they're surrounded. Because yet again, from the rules, from what I've been reading, there's a difference between supply and line of communication. Okay, so the cavalry are considered in supply, aka living off the land. Doesn't mean they have a line of communication, right? So fuck that word. Sorry, I really gotta stop. Trying to stop with the cursing. Where am I here? Yeah, okay, yeah, so here we go. It says any unit is considered to be surrounded when it cannot trace a line of communication of any length to a friendly map edge or friendly country interior. Okay, and a line of communication is a line of hexes from the unit to the destination unbroken by enemy ground combat units and enemy zones of control, unless that hex is occupied by a friendly ground combat unit. And there's none here, and every other line here, it's an enemy zone of control. So as far as I'm concerned, okay, you're in supply, you can live off the land here, buddy, but you know the gig is up. See, this is where I'm going off into role-playing land as far as I'm concerned. The gig is up. We're coming to get you, so why not just surrender and it's over with? Huh? As far as I'm concerned. So that's the way I'm playing it. And when does this say, and what in the world, as if this, come on, as if you're going to try to break out it here. I mean, you should see, it's just brutal. For an unsupplied surrounded unit to make such an attack, one strength per division involved in the attack is eliminated. So they're already down to 1. Oh, like, forget it. I mean, especially with the Sierra, it just doesn't make any sense. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're going to surrender, and that's going to be 4 demoralization points towards the Germans, and that's the end of the attack. Yeah, and I'll put that in. I'll see where it says here. When not contained, removed from the map if they're so isolated for the full portion of a friendly half-game turn. Units surrounded. Well, come on. I don't want to get into this silly waiting for the next unit surrounded in a pocket that does not contain a fortress are destroyed and removed from the map if they are so isolated for a oh yeah, there's the other thing I found. For the full portion of a friendly half-game turn. Such units are removed prior to the start of the next enemy movement phase. Okay, so, okay, fine. Which means I guess the German cavalry are freezing us up for 1 turn. I guess that's the way to look at it. Okay, I'll play along. That's it then. And then I'll pause. I think that's the best way to do it. And then I'll go to the Holy Smokes combat, which is downstairs, down in Galicia.